What if millions of people are not outside your market? What if they're simply outside your language? Hi, I'm Alexis Honestas, the book strategist. Welcome to Book Strategist Daily. Every day, I share one lesson from building OmaxBooks internationally. Let's build. Today, some things happen that perfectly explain why I created OmaxBooks. Rob Kenner, the author of The Marathon Don't Stop, was on Shade 45. And if you know hip hop, you know what that means. Shade 45 is Eminem's uncensored hip hop channel on SiriusXM, created by Eminem and SiriusXM more than 20 years ago. It has become a real institution in hip hop radio, built around interview, freestyle, new music, and conversation with some of the biggest names of the culture. And Rob was there with DJ Whoo Kid, a longtime Shade 45 personality closely associated with 50 Cent and G Unit. So, this is a very American hip hop space. And in the middle of that conversation, Rob stopped and said, I want to talk about the French edition for a quick second. That got my attention. Not simply because he was talking about Omax books, but because of what he said. Rob doesn't speak French. He actually made that very clear, but he understood why the French edition matters. He started talking about the potential audience of more than 40 million French speakers around the world: Haiti, Canada, Europe, French, and especially Africa. Then he connected that audience directly to Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey's father was Eritrean. Nipsey traveled to Eritrea when he was young, and reconnecting with Africa became an important part of his understanding of himself and his roots. And Rob says something incredibly simple. This book is now gonna be available to so many more people. That sentence is basically the reason I built Omax Books. Because translation is not only about changing words from one language to another, it's about expanding access. It's about asking who is missing from this conversation simply because nobody built the bridge. For years, I've believed that African American books have an audience far beyond the United States. The interest already exists, the culture already travels, the music travels, the movies travels, the ideas travels, but too often the books don't. And that's the opportunity I saw with Omax Books. We didn't create the interest in Nipsey Hussle across Africa and the French-speaking world. It was already there. Our job is to remove one of the barriers between the story and the readers. And what happened next is that Shade 45 conversation was probably just as interesting. DJ Whoo Kid and Rob immediately start thinking about other language. What about Spanish? What about Asian markets? Where else could this story goes? That's when translation stopped being only a publishing question. It becomes a growth strategy. Because when entrepreneurs think about growth, we usually think create something new, find new customer, spend more on marketing, launch another product. But before you build something new, ask another question. Could what you already built travel further? May growth isn't always creation. Sometimes growth is accessibility. A new language, a new territory, a new format, a new distribution channel, a new community. The product may already exist. The audience may already exist. The demand may already exist. Maybe the bridge is what's missing. And hearing Rob Kenner explain this on Eminem's Shade 45, sitting with DJ Whoo Kid, means something to me. Not simply because Omax Books was mentioned on an important American hip hop platform, but because Rob understood the mission. The French edition of The Marathon Don't Stop isn't just another edition of a book, it's another door into Nipsey Hussle stories. And on September 23rd, we're opening that door. So, here's my question for you. What have you already built that could reach a completely new audience if you change the way people access it? If this episode was useful, follow Book Strategist Daily, leave a 5-star rating, and share it with someone who might be looking for the next market in the wrong place. You can find me on X, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram, Alexis Honestas. I'm not documenting success, I'm documenting the process. You're listening to Book Strategist Daily. Follow the journey. I will see you tomorrow.